For being so last minute, but we're gonna have to cancel.
Thanks, Pastor, for understanding. At least this way you don't have to worry about any doves in the church. Okay, bye-bye.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
You two look busy.
Yeah, we've been calling people all morning to let them know the wedding's off. The guests, the caterer, the church, the decorator.
Anything I can do to help?
We've got it covered.
So, where's Miriam?
Packing.
What do you want? You're leaving. Yes. Happy? None of this makes me happy. Too late for takebacks. I guess so.
I need to finish packing. In silence, if you don't mind. Our flight leaves soon.
Fine. There's a lot that neither one of us can take back or change. And even if we could, I don't know if you'd want to. But if you did, I'd be okay with that. I'd want to let it all go.
Car's here.
Take care, Noah.
You can call, anytime.
Okay.
Okay, when it comes to behavior like this, it's very important. There are people that are huggy. I'm a hugger myself. I love to hug, but if I see that someone is not uncomfortable, I won't hug, or I will ask, hey, does this make you feel uncomfortable? It's so important for you to be the head and say, this doesn't make me feel comfortable. When I had my social worker, Michael, I always gave him hugs. And then one day he was like, okay, we can't do the hug thing because, they're going to see it as unprofessional, or we don't want anything to escalate, like anybody to say anything. I'm like, but there was nothing going on between me and my caseworker. So I was like, okay, that's understandable. So I stopped giving him hugs. My caseworker that comes from Brilliant Corners, I usually give him a side hug, or I give him a hug because it's just, I'm happy and I'm used to hugging, right? So I told him, hey, if hugs don't make you feel comfortable, please let me know. He was like, no, don't worry about it. It's fine. He doesn't like give hugs back, but he doesn't mind me like giving him like a side hug. So communicating, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, always be communicative. Always let them know from the get-go. Me, I'm that type of person. I don't wait till someone does the job or does it before I let people know, just like I'm online right now doing it. I let people know what type of person I am, because I've had so many people come up to me, like specifically in the Black community. In the white community, they don't do this. Like the guys, they're mainly respectful. Well, I did have a guy kiss me at a bar, but that's fine. I mean, he was cute. So, I'm all good as long as he's not ugly. But let me just let you guys know in terms of that, if I have a boyfriend, so I don't want nobody to pop up. If I have a boyfriend, which I do in my heart, but I don't know if he's even serious. But I don't want anybody to kiss me at the bar, because you're going to start problems with my relationship. I'm going to have to confess, because unfortunately I'm just that kind of person. I'm an honest person. I don't want anything between me and my partner. I don't want any issues between me and my partner. So just always being respectful is absolutely important, and keeping your hands to yourself. There's nothing wrong with giving someone a hug as long as you ask. I think it's important to ask, because you never know how it makes that person feel. Also, I'm the kind of person that always says, hey, sweetie, or I could say babes, little things like that. I don't go baby, like, you know what I mean? Because that's kind of intimate. But I say babes to girls usually, or even guys, but that's just the way I talk. And just respectfully ask, I prefer not to be. And I've had my social worker let me know that, and it's like, I prefer not to be called extra names like that, and that's fine. I think being verbal is absolutely important. It helps you have a better understanding. But if you don't communicate and then you go on the side and gossip, that's gonna be like, well, why don't you just tell the person? Some people do have mental issues. Once you figure that out, then you just can't be around them if you're not a social worker, right? If you are a social worker, you have to let them sign on it. So say, remember, we made this agreement that you wouldn't give me hugs, right? Right? If it makes you feel uncomfortable once again.
I love Justin. I love Justin Bieber. That's just a fact.
Well, talk about brotherly love.
That's not brotherly love. That's absolute disrespect. You completely violated him. If you say you were abused and raped while smiling in the back of Justin Bieber's face, Justin Bieber was an addict. He was going through a lot, and this is complete abuse. I mean, you can get sued for this. You can. Justin Bieber is being nice to you guys, but you guys are completely, maybe he violated your person. I doubt that Justin Bieber did it, but there is a possibility because he was around a lot of criminals, a lot of people that were doing criminal activities, doing a lot of criminal activities, and that could be one of the biggest main reasons. This kind of behavior, you guys completely violated Justin Bieber's rights, and Justin Bieber has the right to sue his entire label for this kind of abuse. Look at this.
I think that it's cool to just collaborate with people who you know. He's really just like a brother to me.
Yeah, these two go.
If you would never do that to your brother, why would you do that to Justin Bieber? He's not like a brother to you, and you were a boy, and then at the Coachella, you are a grown-up man.
Way back.
Guess who? J Smith and JB. I got you, little bro.
That's 16-year-old Justin and 11-year-old Jaden when they collaborated on the Pop Stars 2010 song, Never Say Never.
I think that it's cool to just collaborate with people who you know.
Which was also the theme song for Jaden's film, The Karate Kid.
I've gotten to a place where I have like a core group and people who are really supporting me and encouraging me, and I never had that before. I never created those type of relationships, so now it feels like I have so much. I honestly just love him and like what he's doing, and the amount of change he's been able to make in the world is just insane. Life is hard, we all go through things.
Life is hard, but all this that you're saying it contradicts everything that you're saying is contradictory, right? You need to go get some therapy, get some mental health help, and these people should not be hired if this is how they behave, because you were rewarding someone that is abusive. The behavior you did was abusive. And you could understand why Justin Bieber was abusing Hailey. Justin Bieber was being abused. So you guys ruined his career, not only his career, but his life. He could have committed suicide.
All go through things, what I'm saying? But the difference between other people is that no one knows about it. What I'm saying? And it's really difficult for people like Justin, for me, for all types of people in the limelight.
Justin and Jaden clearly unapologetic about the bond.
You decided to do this because nobody is listening to you unless you do it. You're making yourself look bad. You're making yourself look like the rapist that you probably are because you were probably raped. Right? 2 wrongs don't make a right. I was raped, but I don't go around raping people.
Created over the years.
I think that is amazing, honestly.
And this reunion in the desert during Coachella
and it's
weekend.
horrible that E.T. would hear what Justin Bieber went through and they would rub it in and say that this is a magical moment. This was a traumatic experience for Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber was trying to be nice. One thing I have to tell you about white people is, because I'm the same way, sometimes there are many times where I've been in a situation where I just had to do things because I was trying to be nice to stay safe, right? But there's no one to reach out to. It's like a monstrous situation. And Justin Bieber was not like this from his youth. He read the Bible, everything he read about, his parents taught him about God, and he ended up in the, the Bible said that God will send you like a sheep amongst wolves, so you can discover and see what these organizations are doing. What these organizations and companies are doing. You have to like an investigation.
The Biebs joined Tim's and WizKids Sunday.
But one thing I do have to say is that if in the past life you were someone that was abusing your wife, that's probably and you wonder why these things are happening to you. Not saying that these things are okay. It's because you probably abused your partner, your wife, and now karma is putting it is doing it to you so you can see what it feels like. That's not always the case. Some of us go through stuff to kind of relate to kind of have a better understanding, which makes life unfair. Sort of like the same thing that Jesus Christ went through. He never abused people the way people abused him. But he suffered the consequences and carried the sins of others. So because Jesus went through that, we carry the sins of others as well, which we shouldn't carry the sins of others. People need to change.
To perform their collab Essence with LA radio station 102.7 Kiss FM, sharing footage on the gram. Justin's wife, Haley, also supporting her hubby from the crowd, writing, "Oh, hey, baby."
Heart, and I love him.
Now, when it comes to...
And the way she lies about, "Oh, I love him. He's really sweet." If you love him, why didn't you do something for him to help him? Because Justin Bieber was basically hitting her.
Smith.
Yep. And then getting lost, being an artist and getting lost in the industry and completely forgetting about your children's well-being is an absolute, it's just not right. I don't know if it's the contracts that you guys are signing with these people, but that could be something you could blame. I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot of freedom.
You're this and you're a and then I click on their page and it's like, mom of 4, Philippians 4:13, married, wife, God-fearing woman, and I'm just like, huh? If I end up seeing
and that just shows you that you're no different from them. Let's listen to what Justin Bieber.
Procrastinate. Like it was disrespectful to me, to my relationship. It just was, period, the end. But I think I've endured so much disrespect, and I still do to this day.
This ain't just another Haley and Justin story. This is deeper than relationship drama. Behind every Vogue cover, every red carpet kiss, and every perfect Instagram photo, there's a story Haley never told until now. Because let's keep it a buck, Haley Baldwin Bieber didn't just marry into fame. She's been fighting for respect in the modeling world from day one, fighting to step out of the shadows of names like Kendall Jenner and Gigi Hadid, and just when she finally got her moment, her own husband, Justin Bieber, made sure to ruin it. That Vogue cover, the one that she waited years to land solo, should have been her career highlight, but instead, Justin made it about himself. With one backhanded Instagram caption, he dimmed her spotlight
And let me remind you why Justin made it about himself. Justin made it about himself because Haley made it about herself. So why should Justin focus on Haley if Haley refuses to help Justin in whatever issues? And so Haley, you have to speak up on whatever went on and that was going on in the connection and in the relationship, in order for us to believe what you're saying, because Justin was broken, but with Justin being broken, I'm pretty sure he was also being abusive.
The world who he thinks is the real star. Yo, this reminds me when Haley and I got into a huge fight. I told Hales she would never be on the cover of Vogue. Yikes, I know. He went on to say, yikes, I know, so mean, he shared. For some reason, because I felt so disrespected, I thought I gotta get even. I think as we mature, we realize that we're not helping anything by getting even. We're honestly just prolonging what we really want, which is intimacy and connection. Seriously? Fans were not happy having it. They went off on Bieber, calling him out for what they saw as cold behavior towards Hailey. One said, "Who needs enemies when they have a husband like you?" reacting to what they felt was a lack of public affection or support. Another added, "Hailey doesn't need new haters. She is the biggest one at home," implying that Justin himself was doing more harm to her than her online critics. Then another one said,
Then why, well, that's true, they got married, and it's probably absolutely true, and it doesn't excuse the behavior. It doesn't excuse the behavior at all. You do need a lot of evidence of this, and I do know that when you do sign a marriage contract, you can't just record the person without their permission first, right? But if you know that you're about to face a real serious case, you have to keep your camcorder on for your own safety, especially when you're dealing with someone that struggles with their mental health or that's been abused, because you never know what sorts of reaction you're going to spark out of them just for being who you are.
"Y'all are giving staying together for the kids vibes," suggesting that their relationship now felt forced or performative rather than genuine. After the caption change, another fan commented,
The relationship has been performative since day one. I've seen it, I've noticed it, I've never seen them be deeply in love. All I've seen is Justin act. Now, when you look deep down into the history of Justin, you sort of kind of wonder if everything that Justin did was a setup, just to catch Hailey and her family when they fail, right? We don't want you guys to target people like this.
"It's too late to say sorry," referencing Justin's own song and hinting that any attempt to fix things now might be meaningless. Even though he apologized pretty fast, the damage was already done. Everyone saw just how little support he was showing for his wife's career. But the real question is,
and let me remind you guys, the reason why he's not showing support for his wife's career is because he didn't feel supported enough. It's probably because he didn't feel supported enough. He felt like Hailey was taking the spotlight, getting funded off of his shine. But hey, Justin, that's just how it is. Hailey could have done better, but that's Hailey. She could have done better. But when you abuse her, you're not gonna make things any easier. If Hailey got in that relationship, you should have been talking to him. You saw how Hailey lied and said, "Oh, everything is fine. Everything is okay." But then when it comes to these videos, and we haven't really heard this come out of Hailey's mouth herself. We're only hearing it from other people. Why don't we hear this from Hailey's very mouth?
Why does Justin keep doing this to her? Remind her that he didn't think she was going to get a Vogue cover and embarrass her publicly? Because if you look closer, this ain't the first time he's publicly overshadowed, humiliated, or flat out disrespected Hailey. From brushing off her kisses to even posting a meme of a little kid in winter gear flipping the middle finger in like 5 different ways, captioned "POV me behind my girlfriend after she makes me mad." Like, seriously? At one point, he openly made her feel small in front of cameras, telling her not to touch him and humiliating her in public.
Okay, so the first step to being honest in a connection, to making a relationship better, is by being verbal. So Justin is definitely listening. If he says don't touch him, he means it. Even if you're married, so Hailey must have been, so we can see that Justin was being honest. He was saying don't touch me. I don't want you to, because this marriage wasn't a real marriage. It was an arranged marriage. He said it 1,000 times, and we'll get into those videos 1,000 times. So I think it's absolutely Hailey's fault for not listening to her husband. If you're, and it's an arranged, Hailey knows this was an arranged marriage. If Justin says, and I know that you don't want to be humiliated, but that's what you signed up for. That's what you signed up for. Honesty is the best policy. The more you tell lies to the world, the harder you're going to make it to even uncover the truth. And the more guilty you're going to look.
Just honest, babe. I can't, don't touch me right now. Like, not right now, but I'm just... I thought you were being serious. No, just in general.
So here, there are times where Justin wants to be touched, and there are times where Justin doesn't want to be touched. And sometimes you're touching him the wrong way. You just, because he's probably is not feeling it sometimes, right? So, or he's not feeling it at all. He might not be feeling your your vibe. He might not be feeling your, the way you massage him might not be too good for him. So
The pattern is disturbing, and it led fans to ask one question no one ever wanted to say out loud. Is Justin Bieber emotionally sabotaging Hailey's career on purpose?
Even if he's doing it on purpose, I think that Justin shouldn't do it. I think Justin at this point should just let Hailey do her thing, let Hailey go, leave her career alone. The more you try to attack her, the worse you make things for yourself, Justin. And I think that you should just let it go. You married her, she got paid, she got the platform. Now let her do her thing. Now, when it comes to the relationship, I feel like Justin confused Hailey. But Hailey, because she's not a social worker, I don't think she's ever dealt. We're going to look deeper into Hailey's relationship and connection with just knowing, not even connection with her family, to really see what the issues are or what's going on here. Because gold digging is also a taught behavior, but Hailey doesn't come off as a person that has that kind of just really dark heart. I feel like she's the person that really wants to get to know God, but she doesn't know how to reach God or how to get close to God. Justin Bieber senses in his heart that this is not God, this is not how I want to be treated. So that's what I'm guessing.
Let's talk about the industry for a second, because Hailey has never had it easy. Sure, she's a Baldwin by name, but in the modeling world, that only gets you so far. If you're not towering over everyone, strutting like you were born on a runway, and rolling with the Hadid-Jenner crew.
And let me remind you, modeling is hard. They criticize your looks, and they shouldn't. We know you want a specific look, but you shouldn't make someone feel bad because of it, right? They criticize their looks, and then ballet is also a really tough because I was sitting down with a lady. I was at a TV show. I used to go to do audience work here in LA, and I was at a TV show, and at the TV show, there was this girl that used to be in ballet, and she spoke to me. She was, I think, from a white girl, but from a different Caucasian girl, but from a different country. And we had a really good connection. She was a really sweet girl, and she was like, I've always wanted to be your friend. And I thought she was super sweet. And I was like, I don't know you, but I love that we're connected, and I love our conversations. And so with that being said, hold on. Ballet, we sat down and she said ballet was never easy for her. And I'm not talking about Hailey, I'm talking about the girl that I met. Sorry, I lost my chain of thoughts because the spirits are always trying to force me to, get to the point. Listen, I tell the spirits, listen, you can just go to another body and harass another body, or you just have to deal with the body that's here. Because I look at spirits and I'm like, well, why are you here if you don't want to hear it? I don't want you here if you don't want to hear what I'm saying or what I'm dealing with, right? So it just makes no complete sense to hear voices and all this and their opinions. When you're born, then you'll have an opinion. Anyways, and that's me not trying to be mean, me being honest, because it's like using another person's body to communicate, but then you're disrupting their chain of thoughts. Remember, the human is the driver at this point. This person is the person that's going to get in your stomach, you're going to get into. So disrupting their minds and playing these crazy games, you're ruining the vehicle that could be used. This is the portal that you could be used for you to enter this world. You're not going to enter this world if you're disrupting this very portal, this very life, right? So being an understanding human being is my goal, right? Because Hailey has tried to reach out to me in more ways than not, and recovering from, after hearing what Justin went through, and me being a woman that I don't like gold diggers at all, and especially if I work for very little to free, I don't work for free, but hey, since people have donated money to these organizations, this is what I do it to show my gratefulness and my gratitude. And so that's what this is all about, really. Otherwise I'd just be like, okay, whatever, then why should I help? Because that's what I was thinking. Why should I help celebrities? What's the point? You see what I'm saying? Like, why watch a girl model? What is the real impact that this woman is giving into the world that I should worship her? You get what I mean? Praising someone is more than just worship. I'm not a kid. I'm not a robot. So you can't just make me just grab someone and say, hey, look at this person, worship this person. For what? They have to have a real impact, a real purpose. That's intelligent people don't waste their energy on people that are not doing anything for the community. Right? So just Haley is someone that did something for the community by marrying Justin. She could have just left Justin, but it's not like it was a choice that she did it. She was put in a position where her family was bankrupt. None of them had any money. They lost everything and they had no choice but to marry Justin. So I'm pretty sure that they made it a living hell for each other in this case. Because like I said, after talking to Justin, he doesn't behave very well. He thinks that he's trying to put karma on the woman. He hates the woman form. He thinks it's her fault when it's not her fault. You don't remember what you did in the past. If you're abusive now, like when good people get abused, they don't get worse. They don't get even. They get better. They make changes because they don't want this behavior to happen again. Evil people do the same thing that happened to them to other people. So Justin has a super darkness in his heart. This is why I keep deleting videos that I record, because I don't want to feel his vibe. I don't want to feel his energy. He doesn't want to change. He thinks that he thinks that we care so much about him that if he tries to die, we would all be like, oh my God, we can care less if you did that, right? We don't want you to die. That's why we're trying we don't want these things, but your life is not linked to us to a point where you just matter that much to us. Like this, that's the honest truth. You don't matter that much to me for me to say, oh, let me do this. You know what I mean? It just doesn't matter. It's the message that matters, because if you don't care about yourself, why should I care about you? Right? So I can have a fight, an argument with a man I'm not even deeply connected to or in love with. When I have a husband, a spiritual husband that is constantly haunting me, he's in the physical, he's alive, for attention. So why should I linger and hang on to someone that doesn't care about himself? People that don't care about themselves sabotage people that are helping them. You asked for children, Haley gave you one son. What she could do. Be grateful for that. Haley, please be nice.
Before, how her rise in modeling wasn't some overnight success. It was slow, frustrating, and yeah, kind of lonely. She always felt like she didn't quite measure up, especially standing next to friends like Kendall, Bella, and Gigi. Not just emotionally.
So, Kendall, Bella, and Gigi. So these are probably people, because there are million. They do have million. So I'm pretty sure there are people that are talking to these celebrities. But one thing I do have to say is that, like, even ABC and all these things are saying things that are inaccurate, right? They're only getting paid to say what they want, what they're telling them to say. This is why it's really hard to believe these people when they say these things. Like, are you really talking to the celebrities, right?
Literally, she didn't fit the typical.
The number one trick for an aging neck.
She knew it.
It honestly just took a lot of trial and error. Some of the products that are now out in the final products, they took 16 rounds of reformulation.
This wasn't some internal struggle or self-doubt. It was rejection, plain and simple. People in power actually questioned if she was a real model. Can you imagine? She's been hustling ever since she was a teen, and she had to work.
This is a real model. This is a real model. She's faced the modeling experience. The modeling experience, many models die just to stay skinny, which they could sue these organizations and companies for mistreating and telling these women that they're too fat when they're not. It's very mentally abusive. And then Haley had to be strong in that, because I'm pretty sure she didn't have to face the criticism, because she has the beauty of a supermodel, the face that supermodel that these people love. They love the edgy look.
her ass off to land major campaigns and even walk for top designers. Then she married one of the biggest pop stars on the planet, and still folks treated her like she was just some influencer who got lucky. That Vogue cover should have been her big moment, the kind.
And it was. She's not an influencer that just got lucky. What she did, she got blessed. She got blessed, absolutely. But she has worked hard. But I want you guys to understand Hailey. She's been hanging around specific people. And so when you hang around specific people that behave a certain way, you start, instead of changing them, you start being like them, just to fit in. That's the same thing when I was in the AA community. I had to learn how to speak Ebonics and adopt to their behavior, not all behavior, but just the way they talk, just so I can fit in to be safe. So that's probably what Hailey has had to do. So kind of getting deep into Hailey Bieber's story and understanding how she is important. I don't think that Hailey means harm. And I think that what's happening here, Hailey, is Justin doesn't feel like he should worship anything that you're doing. If you didn't make him your number one priority. Justin Bieber was looking for a wife that was going to think of him and not just herself. And Justin feels like you thought about nothing but yourself the whole time you were with him. But if you're telling her not to touch you all the time, then there's nothing much that she can do for you. I mean, she did this a skincare line. What do you expect her to do?
That shuts down the doubters and proves that she has what it takes. A chance to finally step into her own spotlight. But instead of her husband lifting her up and letting her have that win, he somehow made it about himself. What should have been a celebration turned into a reminder of how little faith he had in her back then. It just left a bad taste, especially on a day that...
And I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that also tells us that Justin thinks he's the only one that has problems. So what's happening is here, Hailey brought in her problems along with Justin Bieber. So Hailey and Justin both had problems, and that's what happens in relationships. Usually in a relationship, the person is waiting for you to recover. You have to be home and recover. And what was going on with Hailey Bieber that made it an issue for me personally is that she was going out to hang out with Kendall when Justin Bieber needed support. When you marry someone, even if it's not for love, you become like a social worker. Your job is to try to be their protector, be the person that makes them feel safe. Understanding that little boy and having that compassion, and that little boy kind of brings me back to this, but also it's not just the little boy, it's the stories that are going on in a rich world, that are movies that I'm watching that end up coming back to this story where I'm like, this is what's happening.
Supposed to be all about her. And what makes it even worse, Justin's shown way more love to other people in the past, like actual support. Even his ex, Kendall Jenner, got a sweeter moment. Let's go back to 2016. Kendall lands a Vogue cover. What does Justin do? He reposts it and says, "Congrats, Ken, you look beautiful." Super simple, no drama, no weird jokes, just genuine love. But when it's Hailey, he throws it back to a moment where he basically dismissed her dreams and then shared it on her.
Justin Bieber said this is the exact behavior Hailey was doing when I was talking to Justin. Justin said that Hailey was doing this to him. She was like having fun with friends and this and that, but treating him like shit. So this is probably, but they're not resurfacing what Justin Bieber was feeling. So if Justin Bieber needs to be smart, he needs to record. You guys, when you sign a contract, you need to sign a media consent, because this is your lives on the line.
Big day, calling it growth. Fans were not impressed. One viral tweet pointed out the message he sent to the friend he hooked up with was more heartfelt than the one he sent to his own wife. The vibes were just all wrong, and people definitely noticed. This wasn't just about a few awkward posts, it was starting to look like a pattern, and honestly, it is draining to watch.
It's more draining to watch what you guys are not listening to when you listen to. How come I understand what Justin Bieber is feeling and you guys don't get it? You're making it all about Hailey when Justin Bieber is the most wounded person in this situation. Was Hailey raped? No. Was Hailey abused? No. It was Justin that was abused. This is why Justin is crying. Why would he not rain on your parade when you rained on his? It looks like Hailey Bieber just got in there to make it all about her. Again, ignoring Justin. Justin, since he was a boy, he was ignored. Hold on, give me a second. We're pulling up both of my computers because there's some things I can't do on my iPad here. But here is where Justin is meeting Hailey for the first time. So the whole time you guys are calling yourselves super fans of Justin Bieber, right? You calling yourself super fans of Justin Bieber, but you weren't studying his entire life. And if you were basically just studying how he was going to basically help you get out of debt, right? So the whole time, I mean, you can just see, this is no offense, but you can just see that the father is creepy, you know? The father looks creepy himself, no offense, because he just looks like someone that I won't say a pedophile, but he could look like someone like that. But he just looks like someone that can take from a little boy. He's been watching, wondering, and you know, Hailey stopped talking to her dad for many reasons, you know? Just looking at this situation, just look at this. This little boy was targeted, okay? This is why Justin Bieber is behaving this way. Look at this. This is a man that's been working from his youth. And so now you guys come into his family and he's been abused and raped and went through. I mean, this little boy was violated, and this grown woman, no offense, Hailey, we have to get into this. All you did was, I'm not saying that what you went through doesn't matter and it doesn't hurt, but you know, you didn't have your childhood ripped from you because of Usher. And I won't say enough. Usher needs to go to jail. Usher needs to either pay Justin or get arrested, because this was unbelievable and this was wrong. Whatever he did to Justin Bieber or allowed to happen. That's not how you discipline a boy, right? That we have a lot of really bad boys, and then they have this whole thing saying he was a bad boy. Pervert. These are perverts. Justin Bieber was a business guy, and he was doing his part. So look at all this. And then you get into the relationship. You say you want him, you say you love him, but you get in the relationship to totally make him feel worthless. This is what I'm guessing.
In the scenes, things are even messier. People close to them say Justin and Hailey argue a lot, and when they do, he doesn't hold back. He takes jabs.
If you have ever wanted to...
Look at the kind of fans that Justin Bieber was facing, Hailey. Look at this. And how is it that you guys are running a whole vlog and running and you don't see this? You do only research what you want to see. But look at the truth. Look at the impact that Justin Bieber made on so many lives. Right? And so Hailey walks in and makes it...
using her famous friends and dad's Hollywood connections to turn her 13-year-old dream into reality. This is the story of how relentless ambition and a hidden agenda turned Hailey Baldwin into one less lonely girl. Following the 2009 release of Justin Bieber's debut singles, One Time and One Less Lonely Girl, he was invited onto the Today Show to perform them. Unbeknownst to Justin, this appearance would completely change his life, as Hailey Baldwin's father, Stephen Baldwin, would take her backstage to meet 15-year-old Justin Bieber when she was just 13 years old.
This is my daughter, Hailey. Yeah, we've been enjoying it.
And let me remind you, people are always, and I don't know what this man is up to. And looking at these videos, it just looks like they saw Justin for a very long time. They were fans, and of course they're gonna watch you and fixate on you, but they were thinking about themselves throughout the whole thing. And there's nothing wrong with thinking about yourself. We don't want you to forget who you are. But when it's crazy when you make it all about you. Haley's not the only one who got married into the family. These people got married into the family. She's not the only one who benefited from the family. These people benefited from the family as well. But all of a sudden, everyone's now quiet. Now that Justin needs mental health support, everyone's going around telling Justin Bieber that he's a bad person. He should worship Haley. Why? Why can't Haley just do her part and make so that people don't, so she doesn't make it look like she's just this horrible person? Why don't you get in the science lab and make something, make some
That her
pills.
where it hurts the most.
Do what?
Her career.
Do what? You're making it all about you. This is all I'm saying, Haley. I'm not trying to be mean, but just think about it. I know that when you get married, it's not just about one person. Unfortunately, you went through hell, but when you get married, you're getting caught in a situation where you have to think about yourself and your partner. You can't just let go of who you are to completely make it about your partner, especially when your partner is not allowing you to help him because he doesn't feel like you're helping him the proper way.
He says things that tear her down, make her feel like she's not enough, and then he says sorry, and she always ends up forgiving him every single time. Their relationship is intense, full of...
And I absolutely believe that because Justin Bieber is not the kind of person that keeps his word. He's also not the kind of person that is going to respect you as a woman. And anybody that tries to marry him, he has to prove to you that he's changed in order for you to jump into a relationship with him. I'm just warning you because I don't want to stop you. You have to be madly in love with a man to really get deep into his, you know what I mean? It has to be like a no choice kind of thing. Like we need to deal with each other. This is us. Let's get better. But if Justin doesn't change himself, he's going to keep repeating the behavior that he witnessed as a child, and he's going to project it upon Haley. That's what's going on here. Because Haley's like, I can't spend all my life. She said it. I can't spend all my life focused on Justin's problems. I have to figure out what I'm going to do, because if Justin is threatening her career, her life, her future, she's going to be like, I'm on my own in this relationship. Haley is just trying to think about herself. She has to think about herself. If this man is telling her everything I have is mine, everything you have is mine, even if it's not true, you guys are joint custody. So what's yours, half of yours is hers, or however you guys made the deals, right? So with that being said, Haley's thinking about her future, and she's a woman. When women have kids, it's not just about us. It's about us and our kids, and that money needs to keep coming in order for to live the lives that you live, right? Which we don't want you guys to spend. Just think about if you're spending $26,000 on a bag, $5 million. Come on, what makes you even better than Justin? Right? So you got in the relationship to just spend his money?
big fights and big makeups. It's like a modern day Romeo and Juliet without the romantic lines. People close to them say that Haley really believes she can help him change, but whether things are good or bad, they just keep going in circles.
If you believe that you can help him change, then why aren't you doing it? And there's nothing wrong with believing it, but you got to put those beliefs into action, Haley. And I think what Haley needs is a mentor. I think that's what she needs. I think whenever we look at models, we think that models are just these perfect creatures when they're not, right? They're just human. And so Haley comes with flaws, and people are and Justin Bieber expected Haley to be perfect. What you see on the outside is not always what it perceives to be what it is, what it is. Expect someone to come with issues, right? So it's preparing yourself to catch that person in their issues and their problems, making sure that you guys are eating well.
And Haley isn't just dealing with the arguments. She's also navigating the fallout of Justin's erratic public behavior, which some fans are calling the beginning of a mental breakdown. Let's be real, Justin is clearly going through it, and he's even admitted as much. Rumor has it he's been feeling down, depressed, and frustrated after uncovering serious financial issues caused by trusted friends who took advantage of him. Now his team says he's clean, but fans aren't so sure, especially after that video went viral of him at Haley's pop-up shop where he was rambling, super hyped, and honestly just seemed off. It got people talking and seriously concerned.
How old is this girl?
He's not staying sober. He's not staying sober like he's supposed to. I'm constantly telling Justin, take Vivitrol injection, work on your physical. Work on your mental health, work on your physical health, stretch. Look at this.
Likely think you're aging, and I'm here to prove to you it can all be traced back to what's happening within your spine. And if you really wanted to, you can celebrate a younger you on your next birthday. See, this was me when I was 18. Not only did I struggle with health conditions, but I felt so old. So how is it possible that today at 46, I not only have flexibility that most 20-year-olds don't have, but I also have restored my natural beauty. This is my natural hair. There are no hair extensions. My skin with very minimal makeup. These are my natural nails. And all of this has happened as a result of the way that I work my spine. It wasn't until I was past my 40s when I achieved contortional flexibility that I discovered the power that is available to me within my spine. And if you can understand this one simple concept, you will never age like most people do. This is what happens to your spine when it ages. Compresses, shrinks, gets out of alignment, and then it goes downhill from there. If you can keep your spine at this state, and it's very easy to do that, then you can preserve your youthfulness. There are 3 things that are really aging a woman rapidly. And that is when her spine is out of alignment, when it's compressed, and when her facial posture is out of place. Now, there are 3 things that I do every day in regards to that: the way that I care for my spine, the way that I optimize my facial posture, because facial posture means that you're either accelerating or preventing the formation of wrinkles. So if you've been looking for ways to enhance your natural beauty, achieve more flexibility, sculpt a beautiful figure, and truly feel young, my name is Alana Bissonnette, and I want to welcome you into my world to show you what my women are achieving even past their 50s and 60s, so that you know what your body is truly capable of. Click on the Learn More button below and let's go. Your future self will thank you.
I am a longtime member of Alana's Method. I'm 48 years old and I feel like I'm in my 30s.
The waistline becomes like, whoop. Your butt become like, whoop. And I don't even consider this working out. That's not what this is.
We don't do any crunches. We don't do any sit-ups. We don't do any squats.
There's no more treadmills. There's no more diets. There's no more looking for the next thing.
What Alana has created is a masterpiece. I've seen a huge difference in my body.
I had so much wrinkles in the neck. I'm 60, but hey, look at this. It's amazing.
I just feel so blessed that I found this and that I have the tools now. I know how to fix myself now. I get compliments also still all the time.
I have 20-year-olds chasing me. When I tell them I could be their mother, they don't believe me.
I did a full split on my 3rd splits class. A full split. I haven't done one since I was 7 years old and I'm nearing 40. If you are a woman,
Learn about what's going on with him. Another video shows Justin rapping nonsense bars online saying, I fly high like a magpie, I go high like a bad guy. Things really blew up after he was caught on camera at Coachella 2025, possibly smoking weed. At least that's what fans are saying. Haley didn't waste time. She grabbed Justin's teenage half-brother Jackson and got him out of there. But Justin, he just kept dancing with his crew like nothing happened.
So you see what I'm saying? Haley is doing what she can to help Justin. Haley is Justin is sabotaging Haley's career because he's angry. He's jealous and he's angry. He's mad because he went through what he had to go through. He doesn't understand that a lot of women went through a lot. He wants a woman that has been through his same struggles, his same pains, because he feels like that woman would understand him. But even if that woman shows up, he's not willing to put in the work. He's not willing to pay for that woman. He's not willing to do anything. So you're gonna be alone if you don't get your act together. I mean, Haley is doing the best that she can. Now, people are here talking bad about Haley. Let's see what they're saying.
I feel like this is an opening to a documentary. I used to be a
Former Justin Bieber superfan posted a video on YouTube where she claims to have helped set up Haley with Justin and has the receipts to show for it.
I feel like this is an opening to a documentary.
I used to be a Bieber fan, and I'm not talking a Bieber fan. I'm talking a New York City Bieber fan, and we've all been there, but I lived in New York City and I had the resources to go see him.
According to this video, Dana, the former superfan, used to run a Justin Bieber fan account with over 200,000 followers and had become somewhat of a niche internet celebrity amongst the Justin Bieber community. 15-year-old Hailey Baldwin followed Dana in 2011, and over time...
And as you can see, these are people that were Hailey fans, Justin Bieber fans, but none of them had the guts to even get in the relationship. It takes guts to get in the ring with someone that's been through that kind of pain, right? And the stuff that Justin Bieber went through, I faced in the spiritual realm to the point where I was convinced to go get his name tattooed. I was convinced that this man was my partner, and if he died, I would die. I felt that way, and I was like, well, I need him to feel happy. I felt like, you know what? No, our lives are not linked, Justin. But I felt like at the time, I felt like, you know what? But after getting in the ring with Justin, I was like, I am not doing this. I'm not in love. There has to be the same level. There has to be enough weight, enough love. You have to get, what love does to you is it gives you healing. And that healing makes you come back. Without that love, those feelings, those emotional feelings, the connection, lost, everything, without that, you can't get back in the ring with the person that's hurting you because they're not giving you enough emotion to make you feel better. They're not healing you. Your mirror soul, your partner has to have the ability to heal you in order for them to accept you and to change you. But if Hailey is not in love with Justin, how is this going to work? If Justin is not in love with Hailey, and if Hailey is in love with Justin, and Justin is not in love with Hailey, this relationship is not going to work. Hailey has to come out of the relationship and just try to help him. Don't think about the money, Hailey. That's what Hailey's doing. I suppose Hailey's trying to get out. Hailey got their Vogue is helping Hailey. Let me remind you guys that once these people buy these homes, they have to keep paying for these homes or sell their homes, right? There's nothing wrong with downsizing, not downgrading. Don't listen to those trolls, those girls that say, oh, you could never reach me. Don't try to be friends with Kendall Jenner if you can't make Kendall Jenner money, because she makes it all about money, right? Because where is Kendall anyway when you're going through this? What is Kendall doing? That's what I want to hear more from Hailey, right? I want to hear from you. And you guys are making it too expensive just to get information, and we're like, why should we pay money that we could die in a minute? Like, if we don't use that money towards medications and pills that we need, why should we spend our last dollar to listen to Hailey News? These people are not investing in us. You invest in our organizations, but we don't see the money. We don't see the money. They pay our rent, and we want you to invest in those organizations because they do pay rent. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know for a fact that you're the one that's actually donating to Brilliant Corners, to Section 8. So it's like, even if Section 8 pays my rent, I still need underwear. I still need bras. I still need laundry detergent. So, you know, if you want us to continue to support you, we need to be fed the same way you being fed. But you guys are making so much money off of us, and now you're crying. But our tears matter too. Right? Our tears matter too. We can't just live off of EBT. If you guys are surviving off of millions of dollars, what makes you think that we can live off of just EBT? Yet we're surviving. That's not fair. So you have to do something more for the communities.
She would become friendly with her online, regularly tweeting back and forth and DMing her for intel on Justin Bieber's location.
Here you're gonna see where I wrote Satai Fit app. The DM that was right above that she sent to me is gone because she unsent it right away. And if I went back to my MacBook from 2013, maybe I could find that, because above that, and you're gonna have to take my word for this one because I don't have it, but she said, what hotel is Justin staying at? Kylie and I want to know.
According to Dana, when she would give Hailey information on what hotel Justin Bieber was staying at, Hailey would either book a room there or eat at the hotel restaurant. Hailey's goal was to cross paths with Justin Bieber as much as possible, in hopes that he one day considered her a potential partner.
We would give her that info because she would either stay at that hotel or she would eat at that hotel or do whatever at that hotel so she could bump into him. Hailey Baldwin went from trying to bump into Justin Bieber at the Satai, the London, to marry. That is so iconic. Like, everyone's making a joke that it was her 10-year plan. Like, tired of typing.
So, what is exactly you guys' point of this? How can you help Hailey with Justin if you love Justin, huh? Because it looks like Hailey needs to be in a relationship. It looks like Justin needs more than one wife, I guess, one partner. Or social worker.
Notes during class.
Right? So what can you guys do instead of making fun of Hailey? Because Hailey's has done her part. It's hard. It's hard to take care of one man. You have to be deeply in love to get in that ring alone. I'm telling you, there has to be emotions involved.
Baldwin sent to her, where Hailey discusses Justin Bieber's height and speculates
bump into him. Hailey Baldwin went from trying to bump into Justin Bieber at the Satai, the London, to marry. That is so iconic. Like, everyone's making a joke that it was her 10-year plan. Like, get it.
Dana even shows tweets.
So whenever you guys start cursing Hailey out, you just sound like absolute haters. So let's get out of that. Let's stop being angry and look at the bright picture and the bright side. Don't hate on Hailey. She's not the issue here. The issue is the people that abuse Justin. Now it's time to fix. But Justin, no one's going to fix you if you're not willing to fix yourself. You got to help yourself. If you don't want to listen, why would anybody want to even marry you? Even be with you? Even support you? They'll just let you die. Because you don't care about yourself. And you're throwing your life away. Justin Bieber is not taking the initiative. When you get into a ring, into a relationship with a person, that's half and half. It's not just you. It's not just you guys have to share this connection. Meaning you have to consider your partner before making the decision to go smoke and hang out with some fucking guys. Why didn't you just stay with those guys then? If that's what you're more interested in. Hell, I would rather be with Hailey than those guys. I would see women, we think differently. Some of these women are children, but Hailey seems more of a woman than what you guys are making her out to be, because she's responsible. She's not throwing her life away. She's not a drug addict.
Where Hailey discusses Justin Bieber's height and speculates how much more he will grow, something you would expect a superfan to tweet. Even back in 2013, Hailey was serious about protecting her man, and would ask if the DMs Dana tweeted from Justin Bieber were real or not, with Dana confirming to her that she was just making a joke. Although it's difficult to believe everything you hear on the internet, it's worth mentioning that Hailey Baldwin actually participated in a Justin Bieber fan video orchestrated by Dana. After Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez released a lip-sync video to Carly Rae Jepsen's Call Me Maybe, Dana and several other Justin Bieber superfans
Okay, as you can see, I'm getting exhausted. We're running out of time. I need to rest. We're at 57, almost an hour of this video. We're gonna have to post this, and then later on we'll get back into this. All right, guys, have a good one.